There's an elven woman here, Monsieur. She claims she was sent here by you. I didn't know.
Greetings, Master. Your home was difficult to find. I've never been out on my own before, but I found it. Many people know of you. I hope I've made myself useful. I've already begun cleaning, and I can cook. Not as good as Papa, but a little. Is there anything else you'd like me to do?
You've been through a great deal. How are you feeling?
I miss Papa, the other servants. I try not to think about what happened. I even feel sorry for the Magister. Is that bad?
You served her a long time. I understand.
I'll serve you just as well, Master. You'll see.
If you're staying here, Arana, it will be as my servant.
You mean I won't be a slave anymore?
You'll be paid, like anyone else.
A slave is all I've ever been, like Papa and Grandpapa before me. I'll try to be a good servant. Thank you, Master. You're too good to me.
Did you ever run the wilds, boy? Kirkwall is no city for a breed used to open spaces. Nice as your estate is, it's not healthy for a Mabari to be cooped up. May I take him to the barracks time to time? He could help train my guards.
Good idea. He'll put the fear of dog into them.
Good. I think it's time they face down a good old Mabari charge. How about it, boy? Want to chew on some recruits?
An elven slave? Maker's breath, I hope you know what you're doing.
This is the only place in Kirkwall I feel safe.
I brought you something. It's shiny and subversive. I thought you'd like it.
You got me a gift? I hardly think I've done anything to deserve that. Is it a... That's a Tevinter Chantry Amulet. Do you want me to get executed? It's sacrilege to wear those in any land under the Divine.
Here, I thought you fight for mages' rights. Whoever's bad side that puts you on.
I like it. Maybe not on the outside of my clothes. I'm not that eager to face the hangman's noose. But I appreciate the thought. I've never really thought about what life would be like in the Tevinter Chantry. In the Circle, they make it sound like the Void itself. The Black Divine stalking Thedas, making it unsafe for kittens and virgins.
I haven't noticed too many of either in Kirkwall.
And fewer every day, I suspect. I appreciate the gift. Perhaps one day I can return one as meaningful.
Templars have become more active in their hunt. I won't be able to stay here long.
This fell into my hands. Recognize it?
I had long since paid my debt over this. It's grand to see it again.
Were you listening to that guy in the Hanged Man last night?
Your eyes are like bumblebees, flying into the window of my soul.
My favorite was, your lips are like the wings of sparrows. Red ones, with no feathers.
Oh, speak, and send the plucked wings of your lips soaring.
I'd buy the guy a drink, but I don't think he needs one.
So I got this one. What's black and blue and scares the Empress?
Four bits and 10, same as in town.
Look what I found. Your reason for living.
You brought it home? I am right stunned, actually.
You remind me of someone the captain won't shut his full mouth.
We'll talk later, don't you worry.
Only job that'll have me. Figures.
You have got to tell me what was in that box, Ravani.
Which box? I've opened so many.
Well, those two, but later. Right now, that Kunari relic.
I'll make you a deal. I'll tell you what was in that box if you tell me how Bianca got her name.
Fine. Forget I asked. Evil woman.
Last bottle of the Egregio. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
And what's that?
The anniversary of my escape. Astia Vala Firmundis. Care to hear the story?
I'd like that.
Let's see. You've heard of Saharan? The Imperium and the Kunari have fought over the island for centuries now. I was there with Daenerys during a Kunari attack. I managed to get him to a ship, but there was no room for a slave. I was left behind. I barely got out of the city alive.
There's nothing like war for covering one's escape.
I had no intention of escaping. That time. There are rebels in the Saharan jungles called Fog Warriors. They found me and took me in, nursed me back to health. I stayed with them for a time, until Daenerys finally came for me.
He was relieved to see you'd survived, right?
Relieved to see his investment hadn't ended up in Qunari hands, perhaps. I'd grown fond of the rebels. They bowed to no master and fought for their freedom. It was beyond my experience. When Daenerys came, they refused to let him take me. He ordered me to kill them. So I did. I killed them all.
Why would you do such a thing?
It felt inevitable. My master had returned and this fantasy life was over. But once it was done, I looked down at their bodies. I felt I couldn't. I ran and never looked back.
Couldn't you have found other fog warriors? Become a rebel?
Even if I did, I felt unworthy. I had no way of knowing if I could truly escape from Daenerys then. I didn't even know what that meant. I simply had to get away. I stowed aboard a ship to the mainland and moved south, chased by my former master every step of the way.
I have to wonder why you stayed with Daenerys as long as you did.
You have not been a slave. A slave does not dream of freedom or wonder at possibilities. You think only of your master's desires and what the next hour will bring. It did not occur to me that I could be anything else until I had a taste of it.
But there are stories of slaves rebelling all the time. They did in Kirkwall.
The ritual that gave me my markings also stripped me of my memory. Whatever I was before may as well have never been. Perhaps if I knew, I might have felt differently.
How well did you know these fog warriors?
I knew them only a few months, but in that time, I felt as if I truly lived. They were bold, strong, free with their affections. I was in awe of them and owed them everything. And I turned on them even so.
Didn't Daenerys stop you?
The rebels had wounded him. The soldiers he brought attempted to capture me, unsuccessfully. It was weeks before Daenerys was able to mount the hunt in earnest, but by then, I was already gone.
Gripping stuff. You should write it down.
You think they teach slaves how to write? I've never spoken about what happened to anyone. I've never wanted to. Perhaps this is what it means to have a friend.
Might want to take it easy on that bottle.
It's the last one, I swear. To you, Hawk, a finer mage I have never met.
Lieutenant Harley said I should see you about a reward.
That's it. Not even going to mention your scuffle with Evit's marauders. killing the whole lot of them.
That does ring a bell. Hard to remember. I've killed so many things.
I believe that. I do. There's one small rub, though. Their leader, Evitz, wasn't there, was he?
I don't think so. They weren't wearing name tags.
Evitz is the worst of the lot. He may try to get revenge one day.
He can wait his turn. I won't lose any sleep over it.
Maybe nothing will come of it. Thanks again for your help.
I do hope the Viscount remembers to eat supper today. Good day, Sirrah.
Don't touch anything. I've arranged all of the papers alphabetically. Come here! You bastard!
Got a little something for you. I'll make you cry for your mother.
Nothing like the smell of fresh ink. So
Seamus, wasn't it? The Viscount's boy.
You're here rather often, Sirrah Hawk. A good influence, I think. You started something, helping me as you did. I still accept no blame for defending Kunari, and I don't miss the kinship of the people who oppose what I believe.
The Arishok asked for me. I think they're a headache, but so are many people.
And you've already treated them with more grace than most. Mere existence should not be an offense, no matter how they challenge the Chantry. Not when some of their ideas are so compelling. Another time, when things are better.
I do hope the Viscount remembers to eat supper today.
good luck getting in. I've been waiting all day.
So you keep staring at me. Is it my eyes again?
You're very lanky for an elf. I like lanky.
From what I gather, you like a lot of things.
Nonsense. But when I see something I like, I go after it.
Do you intend to go after me, then?
Will you take off all that spiky armor you're wearing?
It's been known to happen.
Then forget it.
Let's have this one! Who's next?